Hi, everybody. So, uh, because I counsel people all over the world on different things, one of the number one things that seems to come up are people wanting to reconnect with an ex girlfriend or boyfriend or polyamate. But so I wanted to start a new series geared just toward that because I get that question so often. And I do work with people one on one on this issue because obviously everybody has something different going on. But today I wanted to start with number one. If you have been broken up with, if you are in horrible despair, hopelessness, over love, whether you've lost somebody or you just have not been attracting somebody into your life, I wanted to start Extreme Bootcamp Love Style and take you through a number of lessons and steps that you can start to do right away the second that you decide you want to bring love back into your life. Okay, today I wanted to start with something that you might have heard about, but I don't know if you understand how important it is. And that is the polarities of yin and yang, male and female, light and dark, high and low, right? There's polarities. When you're drawn to a person or you're trying to bring somebody into you, very often one of the best ways that you can do that is to be alike, right? You know, if you surf, you're gonna run into surfers. If you bowl, you're gonna run into bowlers. If you're in some kind of job, you're gonna run into other people that are working that job in your office or whatnot. So what you surround yourself with, you're going to meet people in those realms because you're on that frequency simply. Okay, so the likability and we have what's called sympathetic resonance. In other words, you have a lot of things that are similar. So one of the things you can do right away, if there's somebody that you have your eye on, or if you're in a relationship, or if you've recently separated from somebody in a relationship, one of the things you can do to get back on sympathetic resonance so that you're alike. So you're alike, like that whole thing where dogs start to resemble their owners. Well, people that are in love start to resemble each other also, as do best friends. Why? They start making the same decisions. For instance, we think hats look good, so you'll see friends that are both wearing hats. Or we think blonde highlights look good, so you'll see girls in blonde highlights. Or you'll see guys that think muscles look good, so they're hanging out with other guys that are in the gym. So one of the ways that you can get on a really natural rapport with somebody is to take up a hobby or a passion that they really enjoy, or even a look that they enjoy. If you're a rock star kind of chick and they're a preppy kind of guy, yes, I'm going to get to the differences in a second here in our first lesson, but number one is they have to feel that you're alike. Likability, or the knowledge of we like people that we think are like us. So if you take up something similar, they feel a rapport with you that's like, okay, this person's like me, and I made this decision to say start swimming because I think it's healthy, and they also swim, so we think alike. I like them. It seems really simple, right? But it's true. So if you're interested in somebody, or you're losing connection with somebody, or you have lost somebody, one of the best things you can do is take up a passion that they have. And here's the other caveat to this. So often people aren't doing enough fun things in their life. So, say that the person that you're interested in likes tennis, right? And you really have no desire to play tennis, but really, what are you doing at the end of your day? Are you coming home and doing something awesome? Are you just sitting in front of the TV or a video game or, YouTube, which YouTube's awesome part-time, or do you have passions and thrills of your own? Okay, perhaps you do, but it would be really good to find a meeting point, a like frequency, like tuning into the same channel, so you have something to talk about that you can communicate about, that you can possibly do together, like surfing. I surfed. I dated surfers forever. Why? I was surfing every day. I loved having a surfer as, a partner to get in the water with, and we were both thrilled with the same thing. Okay, so I stopped surfing, and I ended up, attuning to somebody else that was more like the person I had evolved into. So, number one, if you want to attract somebody and you know what they like, take it up, see for yourself, because in the end, if you can't stand golfing and they golf all the time, that's going to be your life. So either you have a passion of your own while they're gone, or you learn to golf with them, or at least listen and seem like you care. I know that one. Anyway, let's move on to the second part of this first lesson in attracting love, and that is the opposite part of attraction, right? We all know about like attracts like, but we've also heard of opposites attract. Now I'm going to talk about that part. We just talked about why like attracts like, because you feel similar, you feel understood, you feel known, and it's fun to have a partner in crime, whatever you're doing. Hopefully not crime. Anyway, let's move on to opposites attract and why. Because male and female sit on opposite polarities, right? And very often, and this is where I get into the breakup or why you might not be attracting the person you want, is that males nowadays are really encouraged to be much more feminine than they actually are. Conversely, women too, they have to go into the business place and become, all, matter of fact, not show feelings. So they have to become more masculine. Well, in a way, this is great because we understand each other a little more, and you could say, oh, this is creating balance in ourselves without somebody else. Because heretofore, there were very, very, delineated polarities, right? You had the male, you had the female. Up into the 60s, those are very opposite. The women wore dresses, sometimes gloves, sometimes gowns, long, gorgeous, even if they smoked, it looked good, you know what I mean? And the men were very much the opposite. They wore suits or they wore rugged attire. They didn't go get their nails done, okay? And they did not get their hair highlighted. Nowadays, we see the blurring of the male and female, and in fact, it's encouraged. In fact, we now have bathrooms that are we're all the same, Okay, that's fine on a universal level. We're all one because we are all one. But in this lifetime, in a human level, in a human body, in a material world, in the third dimension, if we've taken on bodies and chosen one polarity, female or male, then very often the problem we're having in our love relationship is we're not sticking to our own polarity, okay? So a lot of times my female clients will start acting manly. They'll chase the male, they'll push the male, they'll try to lead the dance when it comes to a relationship because it's not going fast enough, or they feel out of control, or they don't know if they're ever going to get what they want out of this male. So they start pushing or advancing or being male-like. On the other hand, men, and this is all for good reason, right? We all just want to find love. I'm not saying you're a bad person. I'm pointing out the pitfalls and how to catch them, because whether you like it or not, we are eternal, amazing, astral beings of divine light. But in the third dimension, we're in a body, okay? And in a body, we have human instincts that we act off of. Fight, flight, we have to eat, we have to sleep. This is a material dimension. And with that comes certain things that the male animal acts like and the female animal acts like. And if you wanna act like, oh, I don't wanna play games or I don't wanna do this, that's fine. But unless you're already sitting squarely in one of these polarities, you're going to have to learn to do something different if you want the kind of passionate, amazing, adoring, enchanted, committed, loyal love. Okay? So let's get back to the men. I'm sorry, I left you guys hanging out over there. But see, the males, they get pushed into trying to find love, into becoming whimpering and insecure. Like, should I wait for the woman to make the move? Should I, you know, just not be a normal male proactive producer? Or because men also get pushed into, now women are making money, do I pay or not pay? Okay, MGTOW and feminism are outliers, okay, that keep people away from actually being in union. If you want to be in union, you have to hold your polarity. And whether you like it or not, women, that means you need to learn how to be more feminine. And the feminine things that guys are looking for are beauty and grace and love and kindness and softness, and they want you to smell good. And a beautiful house is part of what bachelor men don't give themselves, and that women can provide. Whether you make it look beautiful with flowers and scents, or you clean it, I mean, that can be drudgery for some women that are working, but you can bring home the flowers and the candles and hire a maid. I'm not saying get on all, fours if that's not what you're into. On the other side, men, you may have a wife that makes more money than you, or you may be struggling with money, but you can still be a provider. You can, and you need to be in the male realm. And if you don't like what I'm saying, if it's not politically correct, guess what? Fine. Go out there and don't get the love you want. I'm giving you the information that, whether you like it or not, politically correct or not, is still true. Women want a provider. That doesn't mean you have to be a multimillionaire, but they need to know that they can count on you to be stable. You can fix something, or you have a friend that'll come over and fix it, or you can pay for somebody to fix it. That if they fall down, you can pick them up physically. If they need a roof over their head, you can figure it out. Even if that roof is a van, if you can make that happen, because you won't stop until you do. And it's not about the money. It's about being able to take care of a woman and let her be vulnerable, because you want her to be graceful and soft and delicate and loving and womanly. Even if she is strong, if she starts taking over the household, you're not going to find her attractive. And that's what happens. We force women into certain roles, and then the men don't feel attracted to them anymore. Or the women start paying for everything and don't let a man step up and take you to, maybe you're making more money than the man that you love does. That doesn't mean you should go out and pay for the big dinners. Of course, once in a while, yeah, of course, be cool, whatever, you're a team. If you're married, it's different. But if you're dating, let him think up something or do something that he can afford, whether it's taking you out to a cheaper dinner or a hike, or teaching you a new sport, whatever it is. Let him be in the masculine. Okay, so this video's gotten kind of long, and this is just the first step. So if you've been broken up with, for instance, and you're a woman, your number one step is not to go chasing after this man, is what I'm trying to say. It's to sit in the feminine and gather empowerment of yourself. If that means having to go to the gym, change your hair, learn a new language, do something to make yourself feel of more value while you create yourself into a new feminine, stronger position, and you wait for that man to come back. That's what women do. We don't chase. And if you chase, that's probably why you laughed. But you can change it. You can change it. You can change it right now. And whatever you did, you can also get past that by changing your activity and your motivation right now. Men, if you've been broken up with, or a woman has left you in the dust, most certainly it's probably because you're not in your manliness enough, which is why I brought this up. And so you need to get in your male polarity. So, you know, bad boys seem attractive because they have that fake confidence, right? They might not have any money or success, but they have good looks. So they have a confidence about them that doesn't like stop them from acting masculine. They go after the woman they want. They call her a number of times if she doesn't call them back. And, you know, don't get me wrong, you don't become a mat, but don't sit back and wait for a woman to come to you and be a man. If you want a woman, stand up. You don't know how many beautiful women that I know, talk to all the time, that rarely get asked out, you know, except via email. And you got to know, like on these sites, that dating sites, a pretty woman will get hundreds and hundreds of emails, so she may never even see. Still right. And I'm not discouraging you, but the truth is she'll get a lot of attention, and because a lot of guys feel free to like write a letter, right? They're not afraid. But the bold man, the confident man, goes after what he wants, even if it's the most beautiful woman in the room. And I can tell you that boldness alone sets you above every other man. Be the man. Risk. Be brave. Step out there. And you know what? It doesn't really matter. Because if a girl turns you down, maybe she's taken, maybe she's in love, maybe she has her eye after somebody else, maybe you're not her type for some reason or another, or she's just a jerk and doesn't see how awesome you are. The bottom line is you're better for the asking. You're bolder for the asking because, you know, the universe and the world rewards people that ask for what they want. So, men, go ask that woman out. And if you don't have a lot of money, why aren't you being more successful in your own life? That's something you have to address, because as a provider, you're gonna have a wife and child and kids, and we can all act like these new age people, but guess what? Do you know how many divorces are out there? Do you know how many families are falling apart? And I am not a Christian fundamentalist by any means. I'm just saying, I know you need to have a female polarity and a male polarity for it to work, because we need those in our life. And so many times when people cheat, they're going out looking for that other side that they're not getting for their mate. So people, be that being that you are. Be everything, be whole. But in your love relationships, if you're a male, be the male. If you're a female, be the female. If you're in a homosexual relationship, I can assure you there is still one part of your dynamic that is holding the female polarity or the male polarity in a spiritual form, if not a physical form, and you need to hold on to that, because a female wants a male energy and a male energy wants a female energy. So don't forget, girls, wear those dresses. I know it sounds ridiculous that cooking that meal and smelling beautiful can make a difference, but it does make a difference whether you like it or not. That said, everybody has their own situation. I work with people from trying to connect to angels, to trying to connect to deceased people, to trying to bring in their soulmate or just find love, or just be a success in their life and wonder what's blocking me. These are the things I work with people every day from around the world via Skype. If you want to work with me one-on-one, I'll leave that information at the end, or morningmayan.com. You can find me, or write me at morningmayan@gmail.com directly. I also have a number of books on Amazon. I'm manifesting, and I'm a best-selling author on that. And I also have 400 or more free videos right here on YouTube. So feel free to look through them and try and find what you need. And I'm always available, you know, if you need me one-on-one. I don't always get back to emails. I try my best, but I have a lot of work ahead of me. So I hope this helped you, and I will come back with a second video. But number one, there's your number one. Hold on to your polarity, folks. It's beautiful, whether you're a male or female, and just live it and you will find love. I guarantee you. God does not give you a wish or desire to mess with your head. If you truly want love, it will be in your life, I can assure you, I work with people every day that come back to me and tell me their stories, and I have my own stories of miracles in that department, in many departments. And if I can do it, and my clients can do it, and my friends can do it, you can do it. You can do it. Keep the faith, lots of love, and wishing you high frequencies.